For the first time, we're hearing about another debate about the death penalty in Nebraska. This debate is on death row.
We learned today that not all 10 men are in agreement on this issue. Here's Brandon Scott in a story you'll only see on 6.
John and Mallory, and all the controversy surrounding this issue, we've heard a lot from elected officials, but we never heard from the inmates themselves until today when I spoke to this man who lives on death row. Now, our interview was not an invitation to an open mic. This man, Marco Torres, was convicted of 2 brutal murders in Grand Island, and he is fully aware that the outcome of this controversy will determine his fate.
What is the mood like right now on death row?
It's a roller coaster for us right now, emotionally wise.
In an exclusive phone interview from the Tecumseh State Prison, Marco Torres told us how even with the legislature's vote to abolish capital punishment, he and his fellow death row inmates still don't know whether they will live or die.
You wake up every day and it's still the reality that tomorrow's not a promise to you. Nothing is for certain for any one of us on death row.
Torres was sentenced to death in 2010, convicted of trying to cover up a robbery in Hall County by murdering 2 men. Governor Pete Ricketts has vowed to proceed with the executions of death row inmates like Torres, arguing the legislature doesn't have the authority to change their sentences.
Nebraskans expect their public officials to strengthen public safety, not weaken it.
Which do you think is worse? Execution or living your life behind bars?
Living my life behind bars.
Worse than dying?
Worse than dying.
And to the critics who think that you and those 9 other men on death row deserve to die and should die, what would you say?
I pray that one day that they would see, as other states have, that this form of justice is not a clear-cut system.
Now, legally, every death row inmate is allowed to appeal their sentence, and today, Torres told me that while he maintains his innocence, he also plans to use this uncertainty to file even more appeals. He also told me that for inmates who have admitted their guilt and have prepared themselves to die, now they're coming to grips with living in prison for the rest of their lives. Coming up at 6:30, we will hear from a leader right here in Omaha who is working to keep capital punishment.
And it's a tool for prosecutors that I think is absolutely essential that we need to allow prosecutors to have.
That is Omaha City Council member Amy Melton. She will tell us why she and the group Nebraskans for the Death Penalty want to put this issue before voters. Reporting live with photographer M.H. Danker, Brandon Scott, WWT 6 News.